You're tuned in to the Kansas City Weather Report, your daily source for the latest local forecast right here in KC. Whether you're planning your commute, weekend barbecue, or just trying to figure out if you need that extra layer, Wes has you covered. So let's dive into today's forecast.
Welcome to the Kansas City Weather Report. I'm meteorologist Wes Puri. Today is Wednesday, July 23rd, and here's what's up with the weather. One more day to go with really hot conditions. Yesterday was like a bowl of soup, a big bowl of hot soup. Ridiculous. You got to 108, I believe, was the hottest part of the day yesterday. And we were just essentially walking around in the rain that fell earlier this week. It was disgusting. Now today is going to be still pretty hot and humid. I would say not quite as disgusting. I mean, the heat index is still going to be close to 105 this afternoon, but it's going to be slightly less humid. Out the door this morning, temperatures near 75 degrees. By lunchtime, it feels like about 95 degrees. And, well, there you go, 105 for the heat index later on this afternoon, with the actual temperature only at about 92 or 93. We're not hitting gigantic temperature values, but the heat index is getting up there. I know you don't really care what the actual temperature is. That's my job to worry about. The heat index is getting up there, which, by the way, the heat index is a calculation that we take based on the temperature. That is a measurement taken in a shaded box, and we add in the moisture and stuff like that. So technically it's the temperature in the shade. So just like add on 10 to 20 degrees to the heat index, and that's probably what you're actually feeling outside. In the sunshine, it does start to get a little more concerning in terms of thunderstorms and severe weather Thursday and Friday. There may be some scattered thunderstorms that move through on Thursday morning and then dry, kind of around midday. But in the afternoon and the evening, we may start to get some scattered thunderstorms that develop. Those could produce some damaging wind gusts. And then overnight Thursday and into Friday, this is a flooding setup. This is a situation where we have a front draped nearby, and the moisture will just be pumping in from the south, and rain and thunderstorms will likely just keep on developing nearby this boundary. And this boundary is going to be somewhere near Kansas City, maybe just north of Kansas City, but it's a flooding setup for Friday morning that we'll be keeping you updated about. The whole weather team. If you watch KSHP 41, the whole weather team will be keeping you updated. But on the podcast, I'll be keeping you updated. And then rain and thunderstorms may be around for Friday, and then it's kind of similar on Friday night and Saturday. We just have to see where this stationary front sets up. Wherever it does, it's going to get hit with moisture overnight, and that means we'll get thunderstorms Friday night into Saturday morning too. And so generally we're looking at 1 to 3 inches of rain for the entire area, but there will be spots that probably get 4 or more inches of rain. And as you can imagine, we can't hold as much rainfall in the ground as we could 2 weeks ago. And so if these heavy amounts fall in the Kansas City metro, there is going to be flash flooding. There's going to be flooding. If it falls north of us, yes, there's going to be river flooding and stream flooding, but since the population is more sparsely populated, it's not going to be quite as bad. But, still care about those folks in the smaller towns where it doesn't drain quite as well. It's just the open fields. But I'm sure the farmers, to some extent have been enjoying this wetter weather. But there's also too much of a good thing in terms of rain. So we just have to see where all those fronts set up, and that'll determine how much rainfall we get and where. I think by Sunday through Tuesday, we're back in the heat. Highs 90 to 95, the heat index back up there again. I mean, especially coming off all the moisture, it's just going to be gross outside, 100 to 105. And then we're setting ourselves up for the end of July and early August to not be that bad at all. Like 80s, lower 80s possible for the second half of next week and into the weekend. Seeing some very consistent signals from our state-of-the-art computer models, which are just AI weather models that are very good, of making it only in the 80s. Maybe some cloudy days, some rainy days, and maybe only in the 70s for one of these days as well. That would be fantastic. So we'd have to get through about the next week of heat and storms. We may be treated for a few days or several days of cooler air. All right, recapping the forecast. Hot again today, mostly sunny. Feels like about 105. Scattered thunderstorms possible Saturday morning. Better chance by Saturday afternoon into the overnight and Friday morning. Rain and thunderstorms likely with some flash flooding possible. Rain and thunderstorms possible for Friday, and again Friday night into Saturday. Have to watch out for some more heavy thunderstorms that could produce some flooding. Saturday looks dry, warming back up close to 90, if not in the 90s. Lower to middle 90s for Sunday through Tuesday. Hot, humid, then turning cooler next week. Thanks so much for joining me for this edition of the Kansas City Weather Report. You can find me on social media at West Weather. Have a good one.